Welcome back to Top Cut. I need to get lower so that I could show the Bidoof on my head. We're here for semifinals. Getting into Top Cut of this tournament. Final 4 players remain. We've seen all 4 of them on stream before. London and Benny are off stream. On stream is Jimmy and Joe. In case you guys hadn't seen enough of Joe's team playing against Archaludon, we get more of it. Jimmy is running the Archaludon, Thundurus, Rapid Strike, Pelipper, Sinistcha, and Landorus. Joe is that Kommo-o, Ting-Lu, Incineroar, Amoonguss, Porygon 2, Flutter. I make jokes about it, but also I think this should move a lot faster simply because Rapid Strike offers you a way to get through Ting-Lu. That's kind of the big thing.
And you have Rain to boost it. Like, Ting-Lu is not going to be as, like, oppressively tanky as it was
exactly.
the other time we watched this team on stream.
Yeah, and you have Landorus, for that matter, just to do a bunch of damage. Like, there's a lot more in terms of damage sources on Jimmy's side.
Yeah, it's it's more offensive.
But I am curious what he'll go for in all. Sandsear, Landorus does have Sandsear. We had just watched 2 with Substitute, which is why I needed to comment on it. But Lando does have Sandsear, which is very interesting. We are going to get into game number 1 here. Jimmy went undefeated. There is the Amoonguss and the Fluttermane on Joe's side. I think Joe had only the one loss, which is the stream set that we watched.
But that was the really crazy one?
The really crazy one, yeah.
The timer one, yeah.
And then it's Pelipper and Landorus on the other end.
Leading Pelipper and Landorus is interesting. You're not getting much out of the rain right now, but you do have Hurricane.
I kind of like it. I mean, you do have Sandsear, and you also just get the offensive pressure about these Pokemon, because you force Flutter to not click Gleam, because otherwise it gets wide guarded.
Yeah.
Amoonguss might have to Terra immediately to not get KO'd by Hurricane.
Yeah, you have Terra Water on Amoonguss.
You threaten Sandsear for just a bunch of damage against whoever. So yeah, you force a lot really early just by doing this. And Amoonguss, yeah, has to Terra off the rip.
Right out the gate.
Yeah, it's Terra Water.
This makes it not weak to Hurricane, which is
It'll
great.
still take a solid chunk, and yeah, Landorus gets to protect here. I like where Jimmy's leading off with this.
Yeah, that was a good protect.
And yeah, it has to be the Moonblast lock. It brings Pelipper down to Sash. And honestly, Jimmy wouldn't mind losing the Pelipper here straight up, if it lets him get a switch in. Amoonguss gets confused. That's interesting.
Earlier today.
That could be big.
So we have a 30% chance to hit ourselves. We do not.
It does not, but it goes for the Spore into the Protect. Okay, that's pretty good for Jimmy, all things considered. You lose a lot of HP on Pelipper,
But yeah, hitting that Amoonguss down to lower, like almost half health is great, because it's now you might hit Joe might want to switch it out to do Regenerator, and then that gives you a chance to be more offensive.
You can kind of just click Terra Steel Sandsear right now on Lando, and then figure out what else you want to do.
Yeah, means use a Moonblast. It's probably just going to finish off your Pelipper.
Yeah. And you can even Protect just to give yourself an extra turn out of that, especially because, yeah, it is locked into Moonblast. It can't really do anything. So yeah, and even honestly, losing Pelipper here is not that big a deal because you just get to bring in other stuff. You just get to bring in more pressure.
To bring in something to use this rain, ideally.
And like, you do have that Urshifu in the back, and you're getting damage down. Amoonguss will switch out, as we mentioned, and it is Porygon 2 switching in.
This one's standard, but it is the Terra Ghost,
and it did get the download. It got the correct download, yeah. Can matter.
Yeah, that'll definitely matter for its damage output going forward.
But also with, that's the other thing that's really nice about Steel, you're not weak to normal or Ice. Yes. And since Terra's already been burned, you don't take damage against Porygon. Ooh! It was into the Landorus. We'll see if it drops the special attack. It does! That is really tough for Jimmy, but that does mean Jimmy just gets to launch out his hits. Pelipper gets to Hurricane again. It'll do solid damage into the Porygon too, and that's awkward. Having the special attack drop is really unfortunate. You want to just be able to keep clicking Sandsear for free.
Yeah, because that definitely would have made Sandsear a 2-shot onto the Fluttermane.
Yeah, and potentially gotten Porygon 2 into really low range.
Low. It would be like pressure to use protect.
And now,
recovery.
because you don't want to switch out either of these Pokemon, you kind of just want to let them drop when they do, but Flutter is kind of threatening good damage.
Yeah, with the Specs Moonblast, it's like doing a
Specs
lot of
Moonblast.
damage even resistant.
I like this play. You lose the Pelipper. The Moonblast does take that down finally. The Earth Power, this should take out the Flutter. Ooh, Flutter's
with that
still
special attack
around. And Trick Room goes up.
That's interesting because the Flutter's probably is faster, so you're gonna want to
It's
switch
definitely
it out.
faster.
I like Sinistcha here to give HP back to this Landorus so that you might be switching out. Or
I think you leave the Lando in.
And
What are you threatened by?
protect.
I think you just go offensive
just
here.
let it attack as Porygon 2. Porygon 2 might go for Recover here. Since
and then what?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. It's like, and then what?
We've
You
set
kind of just get to hit your
Trick Room.
moves.
Now I think we move to
Yeah.
Moongus and go
just
for
hit stuff,
Spores
yeah.
now onto this Landorus.
Certainly
so you get
could.
to Sandsteer.
But the thing is, if a Moongus comes in, it gets hit by Machagacha. And that's the concern for it.
Oh, and it's Water type right now, yeah.
Yeah, and it's water type, so the Spore would get Rage Powdered away. So yeah, the Recover comes through onto Porygon 2.
That gets a almost back to full.
Yeah. But the Machagacha goes down.
Damage then.
That is a lot of damage.
Burns. Crit.
Crit into the P2.
No.
And the Sandseer, good damage into both targets.
Yeah, Amoonguss is still slowest.
So the thing
and
is, it's a pretty clean Protect Machagacha here, honestly.
Yeah, because you can't Spore the Sinistcha, so Machagacha happens.
And, like, the worst thing that could happen is Porygon 2 Ice Beams, and Ice Beam's not going to do a ton of damage to Sinistcha.
Yeah,
it is still a Porygon
even
2.
with the boost on special attack from download, it's not enough to take out a Sinistcha. They're really tanky.
It's an option as well, and yeah, Moongus will just have to switch out.
Yeah, it'll get some HP back to
Leads to something else coming in. It's the Ting-Lu, and so now Ting-Lu's going to take a big chunk. Not a big chunk.
Bringing Ting-Lu is a little crazy in this matchup because of like what we talked about with the rain option.
Yeah, but the thing is, it matches so well into Arch, and it matches so well into Lando, that I think it makes a lot of sense to be there. Recover again for P2. We got another Sandseer. That's not going to do a ton now, though. And the rain is off.
So we still have this Machagacha option into Ting-Lu because it'll hit
With
super
Landorus being at
effective and
-1,
might
you really
burn
have to switch that guy out. I feel like Landorus is really... The lowered effectiveness of the Landorus is really becoming clear, and you really want to switch that guy out.
Yeah, but do you have a good switch?
Yeah. Ooh, Ruination misses.
That's a big,
very big.
Because that plus Ice Beam would have, it would
have barely picked up. So that is a very big miss on the Ruination there for Ting-Lu, and he'll eat a
Generous
Earth Power, I
chip.
guess.
It's like, I'll call that a generous chip.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Trick Room is off now, so Landorus is back to being the fastest thing on the field, and Sinistcha is probably faster than both
switch
things.
out the Lando. It's at -1. It's not doing damage.
Yeah, but I don't think you have a good switch.
I don't know. You're gonna see the Earth Power into the Porygon 2. You're just not doing damage.
Yeah, that's not enough. Machagacha.
The Vessel of
we
Ruin's
can
also
hope for
really big
burn.
here. Yeah,
If
burn
we
could be
burn the
important into
Ting-Lu.
Ting-Lu.
We get HP back.
Yeah, the HP recovery is going to be nice. You take an Ice Beam, but the thing is, if Sinistcha drops, it's going to be really awkward.
Okay,
Ooh,
we got
does
a
burn the
on
Ting-Lu.
That's a big deal, but we still have you still have Rumination, but then
Ice Beam.
doesn't get it after the recovery from Machagacha.
Stomping Tantrum. Okay, that does leave both the Sinistcha and the Lando hanging around.
Yeah, just barely, but we know you have the speed this turn, so you can do this Life Dew before either of the opposing might want to attack, or you can go for more damage.
It's so awkward because you know what's in the back.
Yeah,
and you know what HP everything is at.
And you don't want Porygon to set Trick Room again. You kind of don't want Trick Room right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a degree to which Trick Room is survivable. It's just really awkward. You almost hope that Joe makes like a call here and switches something, but he'll leave these Pokemon out. Porygon 2 will be brought down to low HP with the Earth Power. Machagacha, we'll see if this KOs the Ting-Lu. It does not. It gets the Porygon 2. We'll also see now whether Sinistra takes this, because that could actually be pretty important here. Oh, because Flutter's on really low HP, isn't it? Is it? Yeah, Flutter's on low HP.
Yeah,
this is going to be interesting. Snarl doesn't pick up the KO. I don't know if that's good or not, honestly.
Yeah,
it's tough. I don't know if that's good or not.
It's getting down to the wire.
It's got to be Flutter coming in now, I think.
Yeah, it's Flutter or Amoonguss, which the Amoonguss was at really low.
The thing is, if the Amoonguss comes in, the Amoonguss doesn't get to do anything. Because the Flutter gets to come in and click Gleam.
Yeah, Dazzling Gleam.
I think you Gleam
both targets
switch.
right now.
If Joe Gleam switches, I think he has this game won. And so, yeah, I think that
I like
really
Protect here because you're getting Gleamed.
But no switch on the Ting Lu. That's crazy. That's actually really crazy.
Well, it wasn't going to get hit.
It needed to be switched out so that you have the Amoonguss on the field when Urshifu hits the field.
Oh, okay.
Because Urshifu has Aqua Jet to take out the Flutter.
Yeah, and this Flutter main is the Specs one, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it can't use Protect.
I guess, has Joe even seen Ursh at this point?
No, we haven't seen Ursh.
That might be why.
Yeah, we haven't. That's why I've been, like, vague about it.
Yeah. Then,
it's great that it is, so...
Because, I think you have to Aqua Jet that slot, and then I think you Earth Power that slot as well. I think you double up. Because that's a really obvious switch.
Like a switch, yeah. You could. I don't know. I guess it's nice to get rid of the Ting Lu.
Because the thing you don't want is Flutter and Amoonguss to be on the field at the same time.
Yeah,
and I think that's what we're about to get.
That's pretty much Joe's out right now.
Yeah, because then you'd be able to redirect the Aqua Jet and click Gleam, which is really the out for Joe. And so that's what Joe has on the field now.
Yeah, so Joe definitely saw that as the out and made that switch. It was a good call.
Does Jimmy have a plan for that?
Yeah, because you can't... You're getting hit by probably Dazzling Gleam was probably enough with Specs, and you can't tear out.
Yeah. I mean, it's taking 6 HP off of Lando, that's for sure. And
you're pinned.
Enough HP, that's...
He's totally pinned because Dazzling Gleam is happening. You can protect.
It really needed to be the double up into the Amoonguss there.
Outsped, and you can't get the Amoonguss. You don't have
potentially even calling it and making that play, because this is going to be probably it for game number 1. I mean, regardless of how this turn goes, it's going to be game number 1. The only real way Joe can lose this is through kind of a big throw. There's the Rage Powder. And there's the Aqua Jet. And, I mean, I guess if this is Moonblast or something...
Yeah, no,
that's clean. It's like, there's no way, right? There's no way. Okay. So Joe wins game number 1. It was close. It was very close.
That turn...
literally, I think it was just the Earth Power on that, or even like the call out on that play and going for the Earth Power plus... the Ting Lu wasn't doing anything, is the thing. Like, you didn't have to be afraid of the Ting Lu in that moment.
Yeah, and it didn't really need to do anything at that point. After it does its ruinations, and it's burned, that's all.
But that's the thing, is like, if Ting Lu is hanging around while Amoonguss is gone, like, if it's Ting Lu Flutter, Jimmy wins. Because you can Aqua Jet the Flutter, and Ting Lu is not doing anything to you.
Yeah.
And I think Jimmy just kind of read that play wrong. So,
we'll
see game number 2.
But we can always...
It's moving faster than the last Joe set that we saw.
I don't know if we see any switch up from the leads. The leads seem fine. And maybe if we don't bring Pelipper, we bring, like... I don't know if Thunderous is a good call here, or trying to do anything with Archaludon.
I might try to get Urshifu in the battle a little earlier, potentially. Honestly, I don't hate Pelipper Lando. The issue is that Lando sat there for so long when it had absolutely no pressure. And I think at some point Lando had to just get out of there, because Lando... At -1 was doing nothing, at -2 was doing absolutely nothing. Porygon 2 could sit there forever. Ting Lu could sit there forever. I like this quite a bit.
I like a more offensive, just standard.
I'm liking this. I wouldn't even call it more offensive or even more standard. I just like, and I mean,
it's more of like a lead where it's like I'm setting rain for a water type instead of like setting rain for your landers that's already into water.
I mean, you're doing it for Sandseer more than anything else.
The Sandseer,
it's a guaranteed hit in rain.
In rain, really?
Yes. Yeah, all of them are guaranteed in rain except Springtide, I think.
Oh, okay. I just got like
it's super weird.
Yeah, that's
it's
crazy.
A really weird thing.
I did not expect that. I would expect it in Sandstorm.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's
that
really
is so
odd.
funny. I did not know that. I knew the flying one was like that, but I really didn't know that about the others.
I think all of them are except I don't know if Springtide is. I'd have
no. I would know.
I was gonna say you would know if Springtide was, and I don't think it is.
Not.
But Sandseer is like pretty funny that one works like that.
Okay,
the Amoonguss being here is kind of awkward.
Yeah, you can just...
Actually, no, it's not awkward at all. Actually, it's totally fine.
You sure? Because if you Surging Strikes into that, you're taking a lot of damage against...
Terra Grass.
On Urshifu?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Which I didn't realize, but the problem is you're now...
do that.
I don't know if you take a Moonblast. I like the switch into Arch. We're gonna see Terra out of probably the Amoonguss, if I had to guess. Oh no, it's the Flutter. Terra Grass Flutter, okay. We're clicking Terra Grass today.
Oh, is this so you live a Surging Strike?
Probably to take a Surging Strike.
Oh, I guess because you were right, like the Terra Grass is on the Urshifu.
Yeah, we get Terra Grass from both sides.
Wow.
This is gonna be really interesting.
Let's get Rage Powdered or Split here. Fluttermane does Moonblast.
This could... Okay, I was really concerned that would just straight up KO. This will not KO the Fluttermane here.
Yeah, just a little.
Will Amoonguss click Spore? Or will it double up? We'll find out. Flutter does take the hit. I just don't want to see Amoonguss click Spore. Okay, Clear Smog. Doubles up and gets the KO on the Urshifu. So that is big. Problem is, Moonblast is now what's active for Flutter.
Yeah, and that's
Spec. You can run Enveloper.
Moonblast does a lot of damage no matter what.
Yeah, so. But the thing is, I think you can run Enveloper because one instance where it doesn't do a lot of damage is against an Assault Fast Archaladon.
Yeah, and
which can just click Electroshot into that slot for free. Yeah, and you can click Hurricane into Amoonguss for free.
Right, yeah.
And there's really nothing stopping you from clicking both of those moves, because even if switches happen, you're still pretty clean.
And you can start boosting this Archaladon.
Yeah, and you get to boost the Archaladon up, so... As long as Hurricane KOs the Amoonguss... Oh, which one of these two goes first? This is a good question. It should be Pelipper. Not that it should be Pelipper, but like if I was designing my team, I would design it so that Pelipper would move first out of these two and be the fast one. Okay, it did. It should get the Amoonguss here.
Yeah.
Ooh, it did not.
It gets Confusion again. That's like the third time.
Yeah, it does get Confusion again, which is kind of funny. It does get the so Arch still gets the Electroshot and gets the Amoonguss out of there, which is not nothing, but it does mean another big Moonblast will land, which is kind of annoying. Although at the same time, it's not a big Moonblast if it does 1 damage to Pelipper, you know?
Yeah. So you would be bringing in
probably Porygon 2. Oh no, it's Como.
Oh, okay.
I think it's Como doesn't do that much to Arch. Although I guess Terra's already been burned, so if it can set up, it can do a lot to Arch. And we'll have to see which one's faster, because that could matter quite a bit.
Yeah, especially if Como starts going into like a Iron Defense body press.
Yeah, I think it has to click Iron Defense this turn. But at the same time, that makes it kind of awkward. Yeah, I think that's the targeting that has to happen, because Fluttermane's got to get off this field at some point. I don't think you can just be like, haha, yeah, I can leave this Fluttermane around. It's not a problem for me, actually. I think you do actually need to get rid of it.
Oh, wow.
That's not a bad play, though. It's not a bad play, though.
But you know the Fluttermane isn't protecting this turn.
Well, yeah, you know that it can't. Because, okay, it's switching out. So we're trying to maintain the Flutter late game. It is the P2. This could be pretty big, actually, if this isn't to protect on the Komao. Komao did protect, okay.
And we got the special attack boost on the Porygon 2 again this battle, which is pretty...
Man, and that was a double from Jimmy into that slot. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
That's the problem with when you take too long to make your move, is that you don't think through the move that much. Because I think Jimmy was like, okay, I will KO the Komao because I'm going to Draco it. At +1 Draco is certainly going to get it, and also Hurricane's probably going to pick up a ton of damage and maybe KO it. But both of those isn't really necessary.
Yeah, it's like one or the other would have been
Yeah. And I think it ultimately just came down to the timer was running out, and a move had to be clicked, so that was what ended up being done.
Yeah, I think if you're going to switch out like that, and you need to do Draco again.
2 turns of rain left. I wonder if you click Electro Shot into Porygon 2 here, which doesn't feel great.
Yeah, I was like, no, just do it. Like, they'd have to switch in. No, even Flutter Mane isn't fair.
Yeah, Flutter Mane would still, Flutter Mane would drop to it. It would still be not a ton of damage, but Flutter Mane would drop. There's the Body Press. That did a lot more damage than I thought it would. It is Stab Body Press. I always need to remember, it is Stab Body Press that it's doing. So Draco Meteor, we'll get rid of the Komao.
And now you're at -1 special attack.
What will my good friend Porygon 2 do? Ice Beam into the Arch, not going to KO. A lot of damage has been done, though.
Yeah, and you can't
Flutter Mane will
for Hospitality
here. Do you think Sinistcha takes a Shadow Ball?
From Specs Flutter Mane, I don't know. It might, if it's like specially defensive, like favorably.
Yeah, that's the. I think that's the question that we're.
Yeah, I think as you'd want.
Yeah, because I think that's what's ultimately going to decide this game right now.
Yeah, it's like, can you connect this attack into
Because Shadow Ball will certainly KO Arch or Pelipper from this range, and if the damage can just be held off between everything. Ooh, it's Gleam, actually, so Sinistcha is going to
have a chance here.
Linger around, yeah.
I guess if you Matcha Gotcha,
I guess,
get burned.
Yeah, Matcha Gotcha. Oh, it needs to land into Flutter. Oh, it missed Flutter! Oh, no! That might just be... Oh, well, actually, hold on. Sinistcha needs to take this hit, for one. Oh, it's Trick Room. That's fine. That's not great.
What do you have left? Do you still have the 1 HP Pelipper? Okay.
The Pelipper's at 1 HP, so it can wide guard the Flutter, is the funny thing.
Because you can't switch out Flutter Mane right now, right?
Because, it's the last 2 Pokemon.
Yeah, so you, like, pin it with wide guard, but then you just are leaving Porygon 2 to...
Oh, and then it's a question of whether Pelipper or Porygon 2 wins. The Battle of the Titans, honestly. Because, Ice Beam is going to... I think Ice Beam needs 3 to get all the KOs on this team. There's Ice Beam number 1. Oh, it just KO'd Sinistcha. That's probably enough. Yeah, if
Pelipper
1 Ice Beam in that range is
on Flutter Mane. Yeah, can Pelipper on what HP get through Porygon 2? That's gonna outslow it.
I don't think so.
And you have...
I don't know if there's anything. I think you have to. Yeah, I think you have to triple protect, and I don't think Jimmy wants to go for that. And so Joe is going to be heading to the finals with that Komao team. Not that we've seen the Komao do a ton. We did get to see the Komao do something that game. The stab body press, a lot of people don't necessarily think about it, but like Komao has a lot of base defense, and the stab body press is very strong. So without iron defense, you're actually doing a pretty substantial chunk of damage. Yeah, that's a big reason why people are excited for like Mega Chestnut. Yeah. Is because like you actually do a pretty naturally decent amount of damage with a lot of defense plus body press. So
especially if you're actually a fighting type using it.
Yeah, exactly. You get like the same type of attack bonus. But in any case, Joe will be heading to finals. We will see who he has up against him in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.